One of the more common questions I've been asked lately has been, does Darth Vader's suit make him more powerful? Well, the answer is yes, but really no. Let me explain. But first, I kind of have to explain the Force and how it grants people their powers and all that. It's two things, really. The first part is one's connection to the Force. The second is one's body's ability to connect to the Force. So first, the connection part. A Force user power comes from a thing called the living Force. It penetrates one's body and lives inside of them and passes through them. Jedi let the Force flow through them and they work with it. In order to do this, they have to be at peace and trust in the will of the Force. The stronger the trust, the stronger the Jedi's connection. Sith, on the other hand, allow the Force to flow into them, but then they bend it to their will. They do this by relying on negative emotions like anger. They submit the Force to their bidding, and in doing so, it grants them the ability to do unnatural things like Force lightning. But in doing this, the Force actually degrades their body, but that's a video for another day. And actually, the Jedi with the strongest connection to the Force is Yoda, and for the Sith, is Sidious. Now for the second part, the body's ability to connect to the Force. You see, the power of the Force is harnessed through microscopic organisms called midichlorians. Think of midichlorians as micro sponges. They live inside your body and they absorb the Force as it enters your body. The more midichlorians you have, the more of the Force you will have access to. For example, Yoda's midichlorian count was 17,700, and Sidious, it was a whopping 20,500. And what made them so powerful was not just a high midichlorian count, but also their understanding and connection to the Force. Now, Anakin, on the other hand, at the time of Revenge of the Sith, Anakin had the highest midichlorian count out of anybody. It was at 27,700. But the reason why he lost the fade to Obi-Wan was because his connection to the Force was not as strong. And that was due to lack of training and trust in the will of the Force. What? If he would have submitted completely to the will of the Force, he would have absolutely defeated Obi-Wan. In time, Anakin was destined to become the strongest being in the galaxy, but we all know what happened. And when he lost his limbs and his body got burned, his body's ability to harness the power of the Force lessened. Vader himself believed this, that when he became more machine than man, it weakened him. But what helped him out was he studied and he understood the Force more, at least the dark side, that is. But he knew he wasn't the same. And yes, the suit did fuel his rage and his pain, and that did bring him closer to the dark side, but his power was just not the same. George Lucas once said that if Anakin didn't lose his body, he would have been 100 times more powerful than the Emperor. But after his body was damaged, he was only about 80% as powerful as Sidious. So in conclusion, yes, the suit does make Vader more powerful, but it's nowhere near what Anakin could have been. Hey, if you like this video and you enjoyed it, please subscribe.